Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And I got my VPN camera here on my laptop because we're taking a look at some auditions from the second season of Street Dance Girl Fighter. It is from the second episode. A lot of these auditions we didn't get to see in the actual episode. I have been doing a full episode reaction, and so I had a chance to tackle some auditions already that weren't shown in the initial showing from earlier in the week, and I got to release those earlier, I think yesterday, and it's really nice that I get to take a look at them here. If you want to see any context behind any of the episodes that we are watching together, I have that all on Patreon. That is exclusive to there, but these excerpts are for everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and check these out. Brand New Child. It is so nice to see them here. I think we had one member, Brand New Child, make it onto their team. Gosh, this is gorgeous. This does give me a Mana Queen energy here. But I forgot what team they went to. 1 mil would be a good option too. That was a fun ending there. Yep. Very strong. I mean, very strong and whacking fundamentals, so I would say Latchka would be a really great option, and Mana Queen be a great option too. I would say 1 mil could do something well with that too. I forgot which group they went to, but I do know one member was selected from Brand New Child for their final group. I forgot what group it was. I cannot believe my brain is so dissociative like that right now. Like, honestly, the fact that I can remember, okay, I know they made it in, and I know like 2 people made it onto a team, but I have no idea which team it was. It just shows you how rushed they did that editing. The fact I couldn't even process what team was being evaluated. This beginning was really nice. I did feel like they were carrying so much of the energy in the upper half of the body versus really using all of their body to their advantage. That created a sense of essence, presence, more variations and polyrhythms from the upper body to lower body. I felt like we were missing some of that, but they really focused more on whacking and the proper technical execution of it, and I'm very much a fan of that. So I have no qualms with that. I love this bun, da 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 da. Honestly, the lights worked well with them. See how it just glistened on their bodies, on their costumes is so nice. How they go bra bra da, and they bring it over. So you can see their dynamics, but it doesn't feel like texture, it feels like dynamics. And there is a difference between the two in dance. I really feel like dynamics is more universal, so time and space and weight, like heavy and light, those things are more universal that everybody experiences regardless of culture. Texture is more of a cultural understanding of your music and your circumstances. Not everybody owns an iPhone. Not everybody owns a phone with a touchscreen. Not everybody has had a flip phone. So how you play on a flip phone is different than a touchscreen, right? But that's cultural, and it's like like certain foods are more relevant in certain communities and cultures than others, and so how it is eaten and the texture of it is different. That's texture. And so that's kind of my definition that I've really gleaned from my research of understanding the difference between the two, because it's really complicated. And then you throw in tonal color with instruments, bless it, right? But going here, it really feels like we're demonstrating dynamics way more than texture. So you notice that there's tension, crescendos and decrescendos. Yeah, and their levels are going high to low. There is no, and they do present some sense of emotion, but I think it matches the music well, but it feels like we're watching the sheet music come to life, which could be the goal of it, and I have no issues with that. I think that's great, and they're clean too. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But a lot of members or mentors who may be looking at this and go, I really feel like I didn't get to see. It really just felt like a subgroup or a high school group doing Mana Queen's Mega Crew is what it feels like, or the first section of their Mega Crew. it didn't feel like we got to see their own identity as a group as much, I guess, if that makes sense. And I'm not comparing them to the first season. I'm kind of treating them in isolation because not a lot of these members were in the first season. It's a very different group of girls, very different group of movement quality, regardless if you're representing the same brand. So having the energy is nice. And also another thing too, which is what's really reading Mana Queen Mega for me, is this pull and the thrusting of their wax. And that's something that we saw from Yoonji. We saw not quite from Sarah, but we really saw it from Yoonji and Waxy, specifically in their section. And so that's why I think for me, that's why it's not reading any sense of identity. So that's why I can't give them texture. It's dynamics, you know, it's more universal. I love that da-da-da, boom, but they do use this head a lot more. So the style of whacking, they're using a lot more. The wave through was nice, and then they drop it down. My next group having a moment. Their lines are great, but having this energy was really nice. But even here, placement, there wasn't anything intimate about that. It just felt very placed and very solid in the dynamic they chose. Having this bleed out was of having this one moment, having them all go down and in and out. Really nice, very clean. It's just clean. Clean, and there's beauty to be had in this, just like it is to see personality from Solid, right? I think both have a place of beauty and joy. They're just taking a very different approach to how to go about this type of competition. I do know they get in because I've already kind of said what I said, but yeah, there I feel like my dancer in the center, it's kind of, I don't think she stumbled or anything. I do feel like some of her overheads are starting to get cut off, because with an overhead you want it to actually strike the back. You don't want it to cut off halfway unless you're doing a brush, you like a brush through or something of the like. But she was doing overhead, so it kind of felt like it got stuck there. Could be because of energy, could be because of circumstance, outfit, whatever. I just noticed that there. Yeah, and this energy, they're building the energy, but they're building it in a very predictable way compared to what we've seen from the Street Fighter series, not just in general, Street Fighter series, that context. Just like with Venture, they were screaming 1 mil mega, and that was my big note. They're really treading on biting with some of the movements. Here, it's not really biting or anything. It's just more so the concept we've already been very captivated by this concept already. It doesn't feel original, I think's my point. But the red really worked in their favor. I do think some of the girls didn't switch the correct direction, but they did the right overheads. So that was really nice. And I love having them all kind of complement different parts of the orchestra. That was great. Really great usage of their music, great musicality. They do have great musicality. And then my center really just creating more legato, more tense motion here towards the groups. It helps you psychologically want to take a look at the other group because everybody else is diving different levels. And then having my outside group with my middle group really tie themselves together to come back up. Looks great. I love that. But there's that pool of energy again that we've already seen. And that bleed up. Yeah, but the overheads, it really, that right there. Waxy did the same thing before they broke out. She did boom, and they broke it through. So I think that's another thing. Like that would be close to Brand New Child is treading the line more and more as I watch this. I mean, we're near the end at this point, but they're starting to tread that line too, the way Venture did with 1 mil. That's what they did with Mana Queen. So right there, they actually chose to do more locking here. Like it felt more like a locking pocket than a whacking pocket. So I thought that was interesting to see there. Yeah, that was a fun moment. Having the levels, your 3. That was cool, having the 1, the 2, and the 3, and then them all turn on the floor was really great. And they go up, bum, 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 like, let's finish this out. And then they finish down and have them all like, we just did that. So it was very clean, very impactful, very enjoyable. I do think because of the things that I mentioned about just the concept replication or influence that we have already seen from the Street Fighter series in isolation, not in general, remember that. I would say their costuming is beautiful. I love the red, but also we did see accents of red from Mana Queen's Mega Crew. We also saw, it really felt like they were isolating more of the energy in the upper part of the body. They really were neglecting what they were doing in the lower part of their body outside of just framing the upper body. But I don't think that as much of an issue as I was finding an issue on some of the direct pulls from other inspirations that are from this show circuit. That would be, if they took this from, honestly, a great example is, with this to Mana Queen, Venture to 1 mil, Just Jerks Mega Crew to that tutting guy. I think he's from France. I think that's what my gut tells me, because I found his account after I had that whole discussion with y'all about the tutting section of the Mega Crew, or that tiered column section of influence and of waves and things of the like there. I feel truly that one didn't bother people as much as, for me, I feel like this would bother people, or Ventures would bother people, because it's not on the same circuit or on the same field of the industry, if that makes sense. But this is. So that would be my overall note on this. This was still freaking great. This was great. It really is, you know. And I'm glad that they performed the way that they did. It's awesome. And I'm glad that we got to see a member represented from Brand New Child onto the final lineup. I'm a fan. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Street Dance Girl Fighter content, whether it's season 1, season 2, or full episode reactions of either, I have that on Patreon. I also have Street Dance China season 6 actively being reacted to, and most of that stuff can't even make it to YouTube just from sheer copyright. And if you want to check out any of that, as well as I have K-pop and any dance content in general. I love watching dance regardless of where it comes from, because I think there's just such beauty in art from around the world, and I'm very excited that I get to do that here in this position with Korea, Street Dance Girl Fighter, and abroad. So this has been awesome. I am Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.